Hi, once again, welcome. We are still on adaptations, okay? So, today we will be talking about regulation of body temperature. If you can recall, we have talked about adaptations for obtaining food, for securing mates, okay, and for escape and defense. So now we are moving on to adaptations for regulation of body temperature. Okay, so you would notice that mammals and birds have body coverings, right? Now these body coverings they have, it's not just there for being their sake. It has a function, okay? Because these animals are land animals, so they need to maintain a constant body temperature, okay? So if they need to maintain a constant body temperature, it's because they have adaptations to do so. That is why they can maintain their body temperature. For those in SS3, we have learned about homeostasis, and we talked about regulation of body temperature. Okay, so basically, some conditions have to be constant in the body for the body to be able to function optimally. So these animals, for them to be able to function properly in their habitat, they need to be able to maintain their body temperature, because if you get too hot, there is definitely a problem, and if you get too cold, there will also be a problem. So you have to maintain optimal temperature to be able to function well. Okay, so we say structural features that are involved in temperature regulation of the body include skin covering, so that's hair in man, and fur in mammals, and feathers in birds. Okay, so this helps them to maintain their temperature. Some other mammals or animals have a layer of fat under their skin that prevents heat from escaping from their body or cold from getting into the body. Okay, now also there is a body size and shape. So the bigger the animal, the harder it is for it to lose heat. Okay, and then the bare extremities of the body, such as the inner surface of the pinna, that's your ear, the part of the ear you see outside here, the external ear, and the soles of the feet. Okay, so these features are modified. It's either to reduce heat loss in cold regions or to increase heat loss in hot regions. So if you are in a very cold environment, your body has to try not to lose heat, okay? And if you are in a very hot environment, your body has to lose heat so you can be at least you can function optimally, okay? Right, so major adaptations of mammals. Here we have a picture of a camel. Okay, so this is talking about their body metabolism. Okay, for a camel that you would find in very dry parts, the reason they use camels to travel in very dry regions or in desert regions is because they can maintain their body temperature, and then they can conserve water a lot, so they don't need to drink water as much as horses would. Okay, so here we have some sea animals, marine animals other than birds and mammals are ectotherms. So body temperature is same as the environment, so the temperature outside of their body is the same temperature as their body. Those are called ectotherms. Okay, for the animals whose body temperature is higher than that of their surrounding, you call them endotherms. Okay, so moving on, Yeah, I was talking about homeostasis the other time. Okay, here it is. So mammals use their sweat glands to cool their bodies. You'd see when you are hot, you sweat. Okay, the sweating is a mechanism to cool down your body temperature. Okay, so when the sweat from these glands evaporate from the skin, body temperature is lowered. Mammals that lack these glands pant to get rid of the excess heat. Example, wolf. Another example is the dog. You would notice dogs pant when maybe after running, when they run around or bark a lot, you see them panting. It's because they have been worked up and their body is hot, so they pant to lower their body temperature. It works the same way as sweating does for man. All right. Okay, so let's move on to conservation of water. Right. For land animals, they need to conserve water. Aquatic organisms do not need to conserve water because they are directly in the water. Okay, so they just use as they need. Take for example, you don't have water running in the house. You have to go get water from a distance. Now you'd want to get as much water as you would need, right, and put in your house for when you need it. Because when you run out, you have to go out to a distance to get water. It's the same way for organisms. They have to conserve water in their body for when they need it, till the next time you get a drink of water. Okay, so if you get dehydrated, then there's a problem. The same for plants or for animals. All living organisms need to have water, so they try to conserve water in their bodies depending on their size. So reducing water loss from the body surface is an important adaptation for terrestrial plants and animals. Okay, let's move on to adaptive coloration. Okay, so you'd recall when we talked about types of adaptations, we mentioned structural adaptations, then adaptive coloration, and then behavioral adaptations. Okay, so let's move on to adaptive colorations now. Okay, so color and color patterns play an important role in adaptations of plants and animals. Such adaptive colorations are due to the presence of pigments in cells. All right, so we have three groups of adaptive colorations. Yeah, so there is concealing coloration, warning coloration, and mimicry. Okay, now let's take concealing coloration. It is also called cryptic coloration. Okay, and that's what animals use in camouflage. Yeah, so both the prey and the predator uses camouflage. Prey would use camouflage to escape being eaten, and the predator would use camouflage to conceal itself so it can get its prey. Okay, yeah, so we still have types of concealing coloration. Okay, there is disruptive coloration, as you'd see in mostly striped or spotted animals, like we see here. Look at this picture and tell me if you can find the animal. There's an animal here, but it's hidden. It uses its spots, the patterns on its body, to hide itself. These animals usually hide in an environment which the background is similar to their colors, so they are hidden from their prey. It's easy for them to just jump out and onto their prey. Okay, So two, we have counter shading, as in fish. Okay, you would have seen fishes with two colors. Example, a very common example is Titus fish. Okay, that Titus fish, you'd see it has two different colors on its body, one on the ventral part and another color on the dorsal part. So this counter shading in fish helps them to hide from predation, and in the predator, it helps it to hide from man and from its prey as well. So this is the great shark. You, if a prey is under this shark, now you see the color of the sky from under the water where the prey is bright. So looking at the bright underside of this fish, it blends with the sky above, and looking from above the fish, if say someone was in a boat looking down, the bottom of the ocean is dark, and so is the ventral part of the fish, so it blends with the background. So that's counter shading, meaning two different colors, two contrasting colors. Okay, and the third one is color change. There's an animal that everybody knows that you can mention when you hear color change, and that's the chameleon. Okay, the chameleon has pigments in its body, so it changes color at will, or immediately it gets onto a different background, it changes its color to blend with whatever surface it's on. Okay, so we were talking coloration, so that's for concealing coloration. Now to warning coloration. Animals that have warning coloration are usually harmful animals. Okay, so they use bright colors and patterns to announce their presence rather than conceal it. They don't want to hide. They are dangerous enough. No one wants to come near them. No other animal wants to come near them. They are dangerous. They don't have to hide from anybody or any animal. So they announce their presence with their very bright colors and displays. Okay, so the color serves as a warning, telling potential predators to avoid such animals. Okay, an example is the poison frog. It's bright, it's blue, so most animals can see it from afar, but they know they can't come near it. It's poisonous, so all animals would avoid it. So other examples we have the yellow jackets and other wasps. Most wasps have very bright colors. They have stings, bees even, so they don't have to hide. No animal wants them. Okay, so and the last one is mimicry. We talked about mimicry when we discussed escape and defense. So that's harmless animals looking like another animal that is harmful, or like an uninteresting object. Okay, so that's what mimicry is. Until next time, and we would round up on the topic adaptations. Okay.